Well, sure was windy out there yesterday. Definitely making a Monday feel a little bit more like a Monday. But hey, we got through the cool and the windy day yesterday. We rolled it back to look at some of the peak wind gusts yesterday. Nearly 40-mile-per-hour gusts hit St. Pete Beach area and about 36 gusts for Sarasota as well as Tampa. Brooksville area, Lakeland picking up on about a 28-mile-per-hour gust yesterday, 33 in the Crystal River area. So really all across the board, we were dealing with widespread gusts up into the 30s, and temperature-wise, we only topped out in the mid-60s to low 70s across the area. We had some 70s up into the Panhandle, and then our warmest spots, Miami down into the Keys, where temperatures just shy of 80 degrees yesterday. But winds, luckily, we have pumped the brake on those. We're going to be dealing with light breezes today, but a much more manageable wind out there. We still have kind of that north wind flow, so we'll have that north-northeast wind today, but about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So a lot more comfortable if you're hoping to head to the beach, go for a bike ride, just take a longer walk outside without having to deal with those winds hitting you there. And then there you see it here on our sustained wind tracker. We're more in this kind of 4 to 8 mile per hour range for most of the day. And then we'll start to see our winds shift later on tonight. We'll get that easterly wind flow coming back in, and eventually tomorrow a bit more of that southerly wind component. And so overall, we still have very clear conditions as we look on satellite and radar. All of the rain that we were kind of dealing with yesterday, kind of lingering around the southeast coast of the state, that's cleared out with our latest cold front all across the southeast. Much quieter conditions. And as we look at our water vapor map, we had that drier air, that kind of brown color that was all across the state yesterday. We're seeing that drier air kind of just push off the south coast there. And so humidity levels are still going to be really comfortable. We're keeping the humidity in check, but we'll see those levels climb just a little bit more. Yesterday was overall the driest day behind the cold front. So you look at dew points right now, we've got the 40s to around 50, so still really comfortable out there with dew points in the 30s as we head further up into the Panhandle. A little bit more of a winter-like air mass is still sitting across some of our North Florida spots. And so as we look at our dew point trend, this over the next 3 days, you see us kind of steadily climb, and by Thursday morning, we're back into the 60s for dew points, and that's going to come ahead of our next approaching cold front. We get kind of that rise in humidity levels ahead of what's going to kind of bring in our next chance for some much drier air. And so temperature-wise right now, we got a couple of upper 40s in the mix, but most of us are waking up to the 50s to low 60s. It's 56 right now in Tampa, Wauchula, 42 for you, 48 in Brooksville, and then right around 60 degrees for Sarasota. But as we look out in Tampa right now, things are quiet, and it is one of those days where yet again temperatures will be able to fall a couple more degrees from the 56 we're at now. By 8 o'clock, we likely dip down to around 52. Then between 8 and 10 o'clock, we really start to warm things up. So by the mid-morning hours, we're in the 60s, and you see the sun icon. It's really going to be another glorious day with the wall-to-wall sunshine, beautiful blue sky all day long. But still with kind of that onshore flow, we do have a high rip current risk. That rip current advisory includes all of our local beaches through 8 o'clock tonight. So just take it easy for any people, especially in town, not familiar with rip currents. Just something to be cautious about. There is that high threat today all along the west coast. And then the big picture, high pressure, that's really kind of dominating and allowing for us to warm up. It's going to keep the sunshine in place for the next couple of days. That eventually will kind of cross and scoot off of the state as our next cold front starts to approach. And so it's not until Thursday where this weak line of showers and isolated storms will head our way. It really doesn't look impressive, and behind the cold front, it's going to be a bit cooler, but it's really not going to be bringing us a very cold air mass. So a much weaker cold front, but regardless, we'll be watching it, and there is that chance for a couple of showers later in the day on Thursday. So that's really going to be our main impact over the next couple of days. Otherwise, we'll hit a high of around 78 this afternoon. Venice, Northport, Arcadia, you'll be in the low 80s this afternoon. We have a small craft advisory out on the water that is running through 8 o'clock this morning. So winds will calm down as we head past the 8 o'clock hour today. Temperatures tonight, mid-40s up north to around 52 tonight in Tampa. And then we just continue to keep the warm up going with highs tomorrow in the low to mid 80s for many spots, and a little bit of a weak cool down as we look ahead to Friday. You see that cold front bringing low rain chances Thursday and high of 70 to end the week.